built. In total, Cabrini Green covered 70 acres and was located in the city's north side. Not too long after its construction, problems started to develop in the complex. Poverty was just horrible here. Gang violence was just everywhere. It was horrible. And that's just the gang violence. There was normal violence with just weirdos in this place. Like I said, I did far too much research on this one. But in 1981, then Mayor Jane Byrne and her husband decided to move into the Cabrini Green projects to display her solidarity with the residents. She lasted 3 weeks before moving out. The violence that plagued these projects was horrible. The residents were fearful of leaving their homes. In addition, besides the everyday violence in Cabrini Green, it was also the setting for the 1992 horror film Candyman. The director said that he chose the location to film because it was a place of such palpable fear. Yeah, that's always nice. When a director directing a scary movie says where you live is just so scary, it's fitting. That's great. Demolition of Cabrini Green began in the late 90s with the final high-rise portion of the failed housing project coming down in 2011. Late 1990s to 2011. Took them a while to take those ones down. Alright, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Do yourself a favor. Don't look up any of the crimes that went down on some of these ones. They're really, really bad. And yeah, they were kind of upsetting when I read them. But if you've ever lived in one of these, I would love to hear about it. Anyway, don't forget all the links below. Give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you haven't. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.
President Gordon Riggs. I'll give them my reaction on Thanksgiving Day to what I'm looking at on TV besides football.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the World According to Briggs, a safe place for everyone. Well, almost everyone. If you're an a-hole or a local politician from Iowa that demands I take a video down, this isn't your safe place. Move on, Chuckles. We got towns to roast here. All the new cars have navigation systems that tell us how to get to the places we want to go, the best routes to take, and where all the traffic is. I think they should start telling us where not to go and the places we should avoid. It should tell you things like turn right in 500 yards to avoid a neighborhood that is known for supplying illegal pharmaceuticals and temporary companionship. Every city has them. They should be avoided. Since the land nav won't tell you, I will. For this list, we are ranking by your chance of being a victim of a crime in a certain neighborhood. It's simple math. How many people live there versus how many crimes are committed. We can overcomplicate it and, take into account where these people may be coming from and all that, but we're not. We're just keeping it basic. Chances of being a victim of a crime. And on the comment section, we will have people think this whole thing is wrong. They always seem to think that either their neighborhood is the worst and it didn't make the list and they're upset about it, or they try and claim that there's nothing wrong with their neighborhood and I'm just making this up. I'm going to tell you this, numbers don't lie. And if you want to use the argument, well, if you don't live here, you don't know. No, there's so many holes in that argument, you just shouldn't even bring it up, okay? One thing I do want to point out statistically, you have more law-abiding, good people in these neighborhoods. They just have some really motivated a-holes doing a lot of bad things. So, where are the most dangerous neighborhoods in America? Let's take a look. Number 10, Baltimore, Maryland. If you didn't know Baltimore had some crime issues, I'd like to congratulate you on not watching the news. Baltimore's been in bad shape since before anyone walking the earth was alive. One of the worst neighborhoods in Bmore is the South Bethel Street, Eastern Avenue neighborhood. For the most part, this is a low-income housing development called Perkins Homes. When it comes to violent crimes, for every 1,000 people living in this area, 66 of them will become a victim of a violent crime every single year. The chances of becoming a victim of any crime here are 1 in 14. The Perkins Homes housing area was given a bunch of money back in 2018 to kind of fix the place up, new parks, new schools, maybe even a patch of grass that doesn't have bloodstains. Thanks for looking up for this area. Number 9, Cleveland, Ohio. Besides the Cleveland Browns ripping off their season ticket holders for decades, you have a good chance of being robbed or assaulted yourself. Cleveland was established on July 22nd, 1796 by surveyors from the Connecticut Land Company while they were laying out Connecticut's western reserve into townships and a capital city. They named the settlement, Cleveland, after their leader, General Moses Cleveland. They had an extra A in the name. They got rid of the A and stuck with it with the city. Anyway, I think if General Cleveland had a crystal ball back then and could see how this place was going to turn out, he would have politely declined the honor. One of the worst neighborhoods in Cleveland is Kinsman Road and Minnie Avenue. If you're looking for it on Google Maps, it's in an area called Kinsman, neighborhood, whatever you want to say. 67.3 people out of every 1,000 will be a victim of a violent crime in this neighborhood. That's not good. You have a 1 out of 14 chance of being a victim of a crime in this neighborhood. Number 8, Monroe, Louisiana. If you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you've probably noticed Louisiana is showing up more and more. While the rest of the country is getting better in things like poverty, environment, and crime, Louisiana decided that progress would probably be a little bit too hard, so they're just going to continue to suck. Monroe is a prime example. The only good thing about Monroe is the low cost of living. And really, that one just kind of happens. It's hard to charge people things when they have no money. The poverty level in Monroe is 129% higher than the national average. And probably their worst neighborhood is in the vicinity of Texas Avenue and South 8th Street. The violent crime rate is 71.24 for every 1,000 residents in this neighborhood. The chances of becoming a victim of a crime here are 1 in 14. Number 7, Indianapolis, Indiana. North Indianapolis is a freaking nightmare. Almost half the homes in the neighborhood are vacant. It's like a smaller version of Detroit. This vacancy rate is 97.6% higher than the rate of all the other U.S. neighborhoods. This neighborhood sucks, and it has a history of weirdness as far back as the 1930s. Now, a whole bunch of other weirdness has gone on since then, but this case in particular was a little weird. On October 10th, 1934, Alice Stoll was abducted. The Stoll's maid told the police that a well-dressed, fiendishly looking stranger knocked on the door in their Louisville home looking for a lady to house. Not sure how long it would have taken to drive to Louisville back then, but these days it's about a 2-hour drive, so it's not terribly far away. Anyway, the maid was gagged and wired to a chair. The man struck Miss Stoll in the back of the head with a lead pipe, taped her hands, and dressed her up in a blue polka-dotted dress that belonged to this dude's wife. He then led her from the